talking about cues. If you've heard somebody in the horse industry mention a cue and you're wondering what are they talking about, or you're just curious about this topic, today's video is for you. First, we're going to be talking about what is it? What do you think, Crosby? What is a cue, buddy? A cue is a signal that you're giving your horse. So that signal could be on the ground, like in this handwork video, or it could be under saddle, like in this riding example of me cantering Legend. Now let's talk about how to use a cue. So when we're using cues, first I want to give you an example on the ground. When we're communicating cues on the ground to our horse, we could be using our voice or the position of our body to cue the horse. An example of this would be if I want to back Crosby up, I've taught him this cue that when I raise my posture and raise my hand, that's my cue for backup. Now if Crosby didn't back up, I could reinforce that cue maybe by adding a little more energy with my posture. When he did back up, I'm going to relax to reward him for responding, and then simply repeat the cue until he starts responding to me just lifting my hand up. Good boy. So now let's look at a cue under saddle. An example of a cue under saddle would be, let's say it's a cold winter day here in Ohio, I've got my jacket and I want to set it up on the rail. So I ask Crosby to move off my right leg and step up to the rail here, and then I set my jacket on the rail. So when we're cueing a horse under saddle, we are using our seat, our legs, and then our hands, and potentially our voice to communicate the cue to our horse. And just like on the ground, we're using some pressure and releasing. So let's say I want my horse to move off my leg, I'm applying the pressure with my leg, releasing when the horse responds, and over time he's starting to learn what that pressure means and to respond to more and more subtle aids. So I'm here with Legend, and now we're going to talk about some more examples of cues on the ground and under saddle. So there's many different cues we can use, but I want to show you guys just a few examples with Legend here. My first example is cueing Legend to lay down. I'm doing this by tapping the ground with my dressage whip here, and there he did a nice lay down for me, so I'm rewarding him. In the second example, I'm playing around with the Spanish walk, and I'm cueing Legend by lifting my whip in front of him. Here I'm under saddle with Legend. I'm going to cue him for the canter by putting my outside leg back. We come around this turn, and then I'm going to quit riding, which is my cue to come down, and he comes all the way down to a walk, close my right leg to turn him left, and then cue him down to a stop. So there are many different cues we can use with our horses, whether that's on the ground or under saddle. It's so much fun to be able to explore different cues. There's a lot of different methods in teaching cues, but I hope this video gave you some things to think about when it comes to understanding cues. I hope you have a wonderful week, you enjoy your horses, and I'll see you in the next video.